Hey guys, Chris Dunn here, aka the Boogie Man. On this episode of Boogie Tech, Sick Week, man. Sick Week. Florida, February, weather's gonna be nice. Boogie Man's gonna be cruising down the interstate and the highways and hitting the quarter-mile track. So, to make a long story short, we got accepted in the Sick Week. We got there. Been trying to get into Drag Week for a long time, but we finally got into Sick Week, which I love. It's going to be in February. It's going to be like a vacation. It's going to be warm. And we're going to drive the Boogie Man. I put it out on social media yesterday that we'd got in, and everybody's like, I got messaged, like, what are you going to drive? I said, we're going to drive the Boogie Man. The Boogie Man is a titled car. That's right. I have a title on the car. So I am going to get the tag next week to put on the car. It has headlights. It has taillights. I got a turn signal, universal turn signal switch. And we're going to do a couple of other things to the car just for a little bit of roadworthiness, but we're going to drive the car. That's right. We're going to drive it. Got our new Mickey Thompson ET slicks in, which are DOT approved, which I just love. I just think these things are so cool. They are just badass. We've got all the stuff in. If you go back way back a couple of years ago, we have everything to build the trailer when we was trying to get ready for Drag Week. Here's the kicker. We're going to do this naturally aspirated. We're not going to run a blower. And a lot of people telling me you can't win one of these things without a blower. You can't do it, you can't do it. And that's all you got to tell me, that I can't do it, that I'm going to do it. So, yes, are we going to run the Boogie Man in Sick Week? We are. Are we going to run it naturally aspirated in 4-speed? We are. We're even going to run the quarter-mile 4-speed. Reason being that we're doing this, old school. I want to go run the quarter-mile like they did in the 60s. 4-speed, quarter-mile, hold on, draw your butt up, and there you go. I mean, that's the way I want to do it. I do not, and I want to do it naturally aspirated. I do not want, and I'm not knocking on the guys running blowers, man, that's badass. I love the sound of a blower, but me personally feel like it's a bigger accomplishment if we can run this car naturally aspirated and be competitive. Do I think we'll win? I don't know, but I promise you we'll put 110% effort into it. What we're going to do, I'm going to run you around what we're doing to the car. We're literally going to use I have two engines. I have one engine that we are just put together. That's my 8th mile drag engine, which will be at the dyno, and you guys will see that on the episode here in the next couple of weeks maybe. We're not running that engine. That's my badass engine. That's the engine that makes record horsepower. We're going to run its little brother, which is the engine that we run forever that makes 830 or 840 horsepower. So it's no slouch, but the compression's a lot lower on it. So we feel like that is our engine that we need to run. So what we're going to do is put that engine in here. We're going to put a set of carburetors on it, maybe on E85, that'll let us run the car on the street, back the timing down, and do some things to it, even if we have to water inject it. We don't care. So we're going to make it streetable, all right? But when we get to the track, we're going to put our race carbs on, okay, and change our timing, and that engine's ready to go, all right? Now, transmission-wise, this is so easy for us. We can literally put a new transmission in this car in 15 minutes at the race, okay? So we're going to actually change the transmission every day. I am going to run an OS10 5-speed Trimix is what we're going to drive with overdrive, okay? But we're going to race with our badass, you know, G-Force 101A with the handcuff, 4-speed style, all right? So every day we will pull out the S10 transmission and stick in the race. This takes us literally 15 minutes to do, 15 to 20. So it just don't make no sense to put a gear vendor on or all this. It's just too easy for us to change the transmissions. So we're literally going to stick in the race one and race every day, make a pass or two, then go back to our 5-speed and then race. And then we're going to carry, of course, another drive shaft with us and all that. And that stuff's aluminum, so slide anyway. So far as the trailer, we're going to build this badass trailer that I'm actually going to use a set of front slots that I have, okay? I got a set of front slots that I'm going to actually make the tires on the trailer, the wheels and tires. So not only do we have like a spare tire, but I just think it's cool to match the Boogie Man with a set of slots on the trailer itself. And we're going to build an aluminum trailer. You'll see that in the next few weeks. I just got to order the aluminum in because we have the axle stuff here, we have the lights, we have everything else, because we're going to build a small enclosed trailer. So I'm excited because it's a challenge. And it's work. It is, and this don't, I hope this don't offend nobody. I ain't trying to. This ain't where you just throw money at it until you win. This is work. Like you got to bust your ass and tear that car apart, get it race mode, go race, hope you make a good pass, not tear the car up, then work your butt putting it back the street, you know, drive so many hundred of miles, you know what I mean? And you do this, and to me, it's just a challenge of bust your ass, work, and at the end of the week, if you win it, you worked your ass off to win it. It wasn't handed to you. You know what I mean? Or you just didn't throw enough money at it that it got you there. I mean, you got to work for it. That's what I just love about this drag week and the sick week and that stuff. It's just, man, it's the challenge, man. All right, so we're going to do that. We'll get back on the car. I'm going to pull the shocks off every day, quick, take them off, and I'm going to put a set of coilovers on to drive with. So instead of having to run our jack screws down on our coil springs, we're just going to put a set of coilovers on as a set of helpers. Won't take us long, quick release, put in our coilovers, there you go, and that's going to help be our helper springs to pull the trailer. Got to put a parachute on, no big deal. I'm going to build a little reese hitch in the back, parachute to go in the reese hitch, and we got that took care of. So I hope to be driving it in the next couple of weeks. Well, excuse me, it's going to be more than a couple of weeks. More like probably the next 3 or 4 weeks, 5 weeks maybe. I hope that we'll be actually driving it. I was trying to make the Shady Side race, the SEG Shady Side race in the November, and I don't think we're going to make it. The engine's sitting here pretty much ready to put together, and I have the dyno book for this coming Saturday, but I don't think we're going to make it. Just because I've got a lot of workload myself this week in our shop, and I do not like rushing at the last minute to get stuff ready. And if you see, there's header parts everywhere around. I was building like 2 new sets of headers to go to the dyno, and I'm not going to dyno unless I have these new header designs done so I can test them. So we're probably not going to make Shady Sides. That means we didn't make no SEG races this year. Hey man, that's just the way it goes. Next year, maybe we'll, February Sick Week goes good, because drag week's at the if we can get into drag week, that's at the end of next year. So between that, we may convert it back to 8-mile racing. We also are entertaining going and do some no prep with it. I just think it's cool. I like challenges, man. I don't like just knowing I'm gonna come, and try. I just like a challenge, and I think the no prep's kind of a challenge. In fact, I've been kind of looking either with this thing or another car, because I could take my 8-mile racing engine and this just badass. That's Yum Yum Eat 'em Up 2 point, actually, excuse me, Yum Yum Eat 'em Up 3.0. It's just, I could race it and no prep and actually maybe even be fairly competitive. So basically, that's what we're going to do. So I hope all of you, wish us luck, be pulling for us. If you live in Florida, come see us at Sick Week. We'll be at Orlando Speed World, or I think that's right, Orlando Speed World. February the something. I don't have the dates in front of me, but we'll post the dates. Be sure to come out to Sick Week. Cheer us on. We won't be selling t-shirts or nothing. You can just go to the online store to get that. But I'm stoked, man. I'm excited. When I got in yesterday morning, I just, I don't even know how to explain it, how excited I am to go do this, because it's just a challenge. I love the fact that we got to work for it and, and try to be innovative. That's what got me hooked on the gassers when I first watched one, was trying to be innovative. Trying to build things that would either make you more horsepower or be a better working system. Like when I built this car, I built it on coils. It was leaf springs first. And then in mid-build, I changed it to coil springs because I knew it would be better and more adjustable. When I built the ladder bar system, I try to, be inventive. I think in the 60s era, they was a lot of just, you know, they was very inventive. You know, every week somebody would come with something different. And a lot of brilliant minds went into building drag cars. You know, in the 60s, they just ain't never been an era quite like it, from what they started with in the beginning of the 60s and what they ended up with in the late 60s. Just a lot of smart people, a lot of innovation, a lot of thinking outside the box. I love thinking outside the box. If you want to be successful in racing and life and this, think outside the box. Stay tuned. Watch more episodes. This will be tagged a Sick Week episode. All our episodes going to building the trailer and getting the car ready for Sick Week will be tagged for Sick Week. So be sure, keep up with the channel. Chris Dunn, a.k.a. the Boogie Man.